Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing, and today we are exploring limiting beliefs. And by that, I mean any belief that you develop, maybe inherit, to make sense of things, which, when your circumstances change, are no longer helpful and, in fact, can limit you in your ability to thrive, to go for what you're wanting, to completely live out your purpose. So, some really common limiting beliefs are I'm not enough, I'm unlovable, the world is unsafe, I can only rely on myself, I can't trust others, I can't trust myself, and so on. So I invite you to close your eyes and bring up any beliefs that you feel are limiting you in your ability to fully step into your big self, into your current possibilities. And if you've done a lot of personal growth work, you might be aware of what those beliefs are. If you haven't, it might not be as accessible, in which case you can just feel into an area that feels blocked or hard, or where different parts of you are in conflict. And just notice what emotions that brings up. Is there anger, sadness, frustration, confusion, powerlessness, whatever it might be? And then noticing where you might feel that in your body, if any part gets tight or numb or jittery. And then noticing if there are any other beliefs about yourself or the world that are associated either with a pattern, if you didn't start with a belief, or with the primary belief. Noticing if there might be a memory or an age associated with this when you first started developing this belief about yourself or the world. And then maybe imagining a future version of you who's already released this limiting belief, pattern, coping strategy, and just notice how you might be living your life and feeling if you thought you were enough, inherently lovable, if you thought the world was a safe place, or whatever the alternative to your current belief might be. And if this doesn't feel accessible yet, that's absolutely fine. And then when you're ready, we're going to start tapping. You can open your eyes, keep them closed. Whatever feels good, repeating after me out loud or in your head, even though I have this limiting belief. And feel free to name it out loud. I'm open to loving and accepting myself deeply and completely. Tapping all over your head, this old belief inside of the eyebrows. I hear you. Outside of the eyes, I recognize you. Under the eyes, I know you're there for a reason. Under and above the lips, breathe. And I acknowledge any young part of me under the collarbone who developed or absorbed this belief. Middle of the sternum to try to make sense of things. Ribs. I see you. Side of the body. Of course you developed this belief. Wrist. It was the only way you could make sense of things back then. Other wrist, deep breath. And I'm so proud of you. Head, for doing whatever you needed to survive. Inside of the eyebrows to feel safe. Outside of the eyes, a little less powerless. Under the eyes. And the truth is, under and above the lips, it was never your fault. Under the collarbone, it had nothing to do with you or your worth. Middle of the sternum, breathe. You were enough exactly as you were. Rest. And I'm so sorry things were the way they were. Side of the body. And those were very specific circumstances. Rest. Not the general way of the world. Other wrist. And the good news is, all over the head, our circumstances have changed. Inside of the eyebrows, and I have resources and choices outside of the eyes that you didn't have back then. Under the eyes. And this old belief under and above the lips that once helped us feel a little less powerless. Under the collarbone, a little more in control. Middle of the sternum is now doing the opposite. Ribs. So it's possible we can release this. Side of the body. Wrist, it's safe now. Other wrist, we are enough. Top of the head, we are inherently lovable. Inside of the eyebrows, and add any new belief you want to replace the old one with. It's safe to trust. Under the eyes, breathe. under and above the lips. And let's pause and let's check in with that young self who developed or absorbed this limiting belief. And if it wasn't yours in the first place, you might want to do a little ancestral clearing with the video linked below. Or if it still feels a little entrenched, your young self feels a little scared of letting it go, feel free to do the beginning of the tapping again. And otherwise, let's hold this limiting belief out in front of you. And let's nod to it, really honoring its wisdom, how it helped you make sense of things, or your ancestors. Really feel how it is no longer serving you at all. In fact, at this point, it's holding you back. So with love and gratitude, let's release it to energy and light in any way that feels good. Releasing any cords, still connecting you to the memories or others' energies. And then pop that trauma capsule that your young self is trapped in. Push. Catch your younger self, bringing them into your heart. Fast forwarding from then to now, zip, 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 so that they have the full benefit of your current situation and choices and resources and breathing. And then feeling your young self nestled and safe within your heart space. Let's call in a new belief you want to replace the old one with. Whatever it might be. It's safe to trust. I'm supported and held. I'm inherently lovable. Again, whatever it might be, and then rewiring that new belief into the neural pathways as you do unwinding the old ones and rewiring the new belief into all those neural pathways and rewiring it into your nervous system and then deep into your bones and muscles and tissues. And finally, bring that new belief into your heart so it surrounds that young self who's nestled in the heart, radiating with the purity of your heart energy and feeling that radiating back out into the world, sending it up and down your timeline. And when you're ready, tapping all over your body, shaking it out, touching something grounding. Beautiful. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Feel free to comment how that went, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and feel free to set up a 30-minute consultation for free if you want to know more about working one-on-one with me. Thank you so much.